So, are we live yet? Hello, everyone. How are you doing? Can you hear us well? Today is a very, very special live stream. We're kind of celebrating the 2-year anniversary of Loot. This time, on the 1st of June, 2 years ago, we had just launched our first bundle, our very first bundle. Oh, and I'm getting a bit of feedback now. Let me take off this. Apparently, we can't. You guys can't hear me. Okay, so yeah, let me introduce everyone. Luiza is going to be. Luiza is going to be with us today, and in my side here, I have a very different Albero. He's looking kind of weird today, right?
Yeah, kind of rested from a holiday right now. So.
Yeah. So he looks much younger. So this is Luca. You may know him from some of our more recent YouTube videos. He's one of our recent resident D&D nerds.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, Alvaro and Marcia are taking a very, very well-deserved holiday. And yeah. Oh, and yeah, Luca and Luiza are gonna be with me today. By the way, Luiza, can you say hi? Hello. So yeah. So first off, so there's a lot of stuff to get through today. I'm gonna try to get through it as fast as possible. We do have a couple of reviews at the end. Some of you may be wondering about the loyalty rewards. I do have an announcement about that in the very end. And I also have an announcement about a special gift, a special Loot Studios anniversary gift that everyone who's a subscriber for the month of June is going to get. So stick with us to the end, and once we get through all the minis, we will get to the announcements. So yeah, let's start. First off, let's with this month's bundle with Nightmares of the Abyss, we're finishing off one of our adventures, right? One of our
season
campaigns.
Finale bundle.
Yes, yeah. And it's a big one. It's a really big one.
It's a big one.
But let's take it back to the beginning of the season, in the beginning of the year, with our. So let's take a trip down memory lane. So first off, for January we had Cult of Hunger. So we had a bunch of no's. We actually had a demon in this bundle, the orangutan demon, I believe. And that was like the first hint at what the finale would be.
The evil that was to come.
Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
we're sprinkling that in from the beginning.
Yeah. So this bundle was we've been trying to do a couple of new things, a couple of different things. We're always experimenting, and this, with the first bundle of this year, we wanted to take a bunch of ideas that worked during 2021, and we wanted to put it all into this bundle and see what came of it. So we did the cathedrals, right? This huge terrain piece, like the centerpiece of a collection, like was absolutely great for dioramas, and it fitted in really well. We also continued with the props. So we started doing props last year. The first prop was the dagger, the dagger of Alvariox, which was the prop for our December bundle. And then that, you guys seemed to like that really well. So we moved on to doing props every month for the fantasy subscription.
Summer was the mask.
Yes, the second face mask. And when we launched it, a couple of people actually asked, "Oh, wait, where's the first face?" And I was like, yeah, maybe we could have thought about the name a little bit better. But we had a lot of no's, we had a little bit of variety there, a couple of original creatures as well. And that's where our adventure started, in Penshaw, as it should be. And then we moved on to Gathering in the Festering Swamp for February.
Following the Cult of Hunger.
Yes. And Gathering in the Festering Swamp, we had... what do we have? We had like... this bundle had so much stuff. So we had a hill giant and a dragon and a troll, like anything you need basically for a swamp adventure. We had mushroom people, we had frog people, We had a swamp house and swamp modular terrain, which was actually the swamp modular terrain was actually a bit of a surprise hit for us. It wasn't like the most complex thing we ever did. The bundle wasn't focused on modular terrain as we have done before, but it was very, very well accepted. And yeah, the cultists were up to something, and our heroes kept following them and trying to figure out what. And that's what took us to our third bundle, Ship Ahoy.
And the first time we're leaving continent, like the continent from Barnshaw, that's the first time we're leaving it.
Yes, outside of sometimes that it's the first time we were visiting like other places in this world. In this world, we have left it to go like in the adventures into other planes, but it kind of feels like one of those kids that has gone to, you live if you live in the US, it would be the equivalent of like visiting China but never visiting the next city over.
Yeah.
So yeah, we jumped up aboard a ship, a huge ship that you guys seem to like very, very much. And this bundle was all about pirate adventure and sea-going adventure. It is a theme in D&D, right? We had a dragon turtle, a lot of you guys printed. We had two like really, really fun pirate crews,
and
and
an undead crew.
Yes,
which hinting also to the season finale boss.
Yes, absolutely. So we try to leave like a lot of hints. Like when we're planning a bundle, we can't always do. Sometimes the thematic line between the bundles is not completely clear, but we try to leave a couple of hints here and there. And after that, we moved on to the Crimson Sand Arena. Again, another huge terrain piece. A lot of very, very cool monsters, a lot of characters in this bundle that could be used as heroes, and we actually divided it between like gladiators and dangers of the arena, and all of the gladiators can be used as player characters, right? There is actually, and I think one of the characters was actually like a Triqueen, a locust folk guy, which people have been asking us to do for a while, but it's really hard to find a bundle to do one of those. Yeah, Crimson Sand Arena was really, really fun. And then we moved on to the City of Portals. We went extraplanar again. And we decided to do kind of a D&D generally is moving into more of a multiversal adventure direction. So it's not Planescape, but they are doing they're doing
Ethereal Plane City.
They're doing Ethereal Plane City. They are doing Starjammer again. So we're going multiversal, right? So we're going multiversal. We needed a kind of a central city, and we took this opportunity to do a lot of monsters that wouldn't really fit anywhere else. So we did like a really kind of metropolis of the multiverse kind of city with connections to everywhere. So if you need a portal to take you to anywhere in the multiverse, that's where you find it, in the City of Portals model. And now finally we get to the Nightmares of the Abyss bundle. So yeah, Nightmares of the Abyss. We have done Devils in the past with our A Light in the Shadows bundle. It was our first foray into the lower planes. It was one of our more successful bundles. It actually set a trend. I think the first bust that we ever did was actually the Pit Fiend bust. And yeah, so we have done Devils before, and A Light in the Shadow is actually discounted right now. It's gonna be discounted through the whole month of June, just because these bundles fit so well together.
Oh yeah,
right?
and whoever also bought the last bundle that was discounted has like a full theme collection right now.
So we did Devils first, and then basically 6 months later we did Planner Cruise, and then and that had a lot of demons, basically like D&D Yugolots and that kind of stuff, like the neutral evil demons, and now we're going to take chaotic evil fiends, the demons. It's been a long time coming. People have been asking for it for a long time. So yeah, I think it's a great way to close out a bundle. It has a lot of features that people have been asking for a while. Like for instance, the dice tower that Luiza is painting right now. That one is it's one of the two props from this bundle that people have been asking for a long time.
Oh yeah.
And we've been waiting for like the right moment to do it. And here it is. It's finally here. And don't worry if you're like a sci-fi subscriber, you're getting a dice tower as well. It's coming in the next bundle. So if you've seen the concept art, it's there already. So yeah. So okay, let's start and let's check out the bundle because there's a lot of stuff to get through.
It's quite a bit.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so let's start with our first hero, Chiron the Arcane, or Winged Tiefling Wizard. So we call him a wizard, but he doesn't necessarily have to be a wizard, right? He could fit very well as a warlock and a spellcaster.
Backed up the tome warlock, actually.
Yeah.
He even has the book.
Yeah, he's holding the book in his hand. He could actually also fit very well as a demonic cambion. Cambions are the offspring of mortals and either demons or devils. So they have like that classic devilish look. They are fairly powerful. They are more powerful than tieflings, but they usually have like this appearance.
Yeah.
Another thing that you could do that I'm thinking right now, in City of Portals we did a succubus, and if you wanted an incubus, you could work this in as an incubus. It's not as, let's say, I don't think it's as sexy, but but it does have like the his abs out, right? He does have his pecs out. So yeah, Chiron has some stuff.
Chiron is stride.
Yeah, Chiron is not
best.
Yeah, he's not your typical like weakling wizard, right? He does lift.
He lifts.
He lifts his push-ups. Okay, so let's go to the actual mini now and show off the amazing work by Samuel Salis. Yes. So this it's always kind of hard to do. Like everybody likes tieflings, right? Tieflings are one of the more popular races for 5th edition. Do you remember when they were introduced? Was it 3rd or
Oh, tieflings?
Yeah,
I'm not sure actually.
I think it was 3rd edition, by the end of 3rd edition, but they really got popular in like 4th edition.
I know 4th introduced a lot of new races that
Yes.
weren't there before 3rd and 4th. Like Goliath,
Yeah,
I think tiefling.
I think
also.
I think what happened was that in 3rd edition they did introduce a couple of like a lot of new races, but they weren't
Popular.
they were like in different books, and in the 4th edition was the first time they introduced like very out there races in the core book, right? This is like a perfect like embodiment of what a tiefling should be. It's like the classical tiefling. Tieflings don't usually have wings, but I believe there's a book, like one of the more recent books, that does have like one of the ratio advancement options is to give your tiefling wings. I don't remember which one, so don't quote me on that.
Probably more than kind of from the tiefling variances from the archdevils.
It may have been that, or it may have just been some unearthed arcana that hasn't actually come out.
Yeah, probably.
So yeah, but to give him wings makes him a little bit more versatile, right? So you can use him as a hero or as a villain, as a cambion, as a higher demon, as anything that you want, really. Oh, they were actually introduced in 2nd edition. Oh yeah. Yes, 2nd edition of Planescape had a lot of like really weird races. I remember reading one of the books, and there's like a lot of like really alien looking races in that one. Not a lot of them made it through the test of time. I want to see which ones are actually gonna start showing up again. I believe Gith as a playable race is coming back.
I'm so
So
excited about
if you
that.
want to play a hypo person, that's gonna be an option soon.
Not a hypo person, a hypo Englishman, because
Yes,
it's
yes.
so good.
Yes. a Victorian
A
Englishman.
Victorian Englishman.
Yes.
So
So
good.
great work by Samuel Salis here. There's a lot of details, especially in kind of like his. I'm not gonna say robes, his skirt and maybe
Yeah.
his robes. There's a lot of detail that goes into it. The book and the like. We like to do when we're doing a character that's kind of like the what we like to call the cheeseburger character, right? A classic character that a lot of people can get behind. Sometimes it's a little bit difficult to make it an interesting character, but I think the amount of details and the amount of love and work that went into the wings and the clothing and the pose and everything, it really all came together to make an incredible character. And speaking of books, let me just
Yeah.
move things here. Let's move ahead to something that a couple of you guys have already made comments on in chat. It's something that we didn't know if it was going to work, but I have it right here with me. So let's first check out the concept art for it. And we're gonna have to. It's the book, the Necronomicon. And did we ever actually change the name into, I don't know if we ever actually. Yes, it's there. So let's do the concept art first. A lot of people were really excited for this. The so we first named it the Book of Wild Darkness, but the Book of Wild Darkness is already a thing in D&D. So we eventually decided to change it, and it's just a little bit of lore. It's
A book written by Vecna, the
yes,
Book of Vile Darkness.
yes, Vecna, the necromancer lich, the very very powerful lich. I think it was started by Vecna, but a bunch of demons and other like very very evil creatures added to it
Kind
over
of
the years.
evil to have
Yes,
things written onto it and just
yes,
throw in
yes.
power.
So that was definitely an inspiration, but we do have a history of necromancers with books. If you have our 12-month loyalty reward Lutimus, you probably have seen this. So this is the actual prop, and we decided to rename it. This is the Necronomicon.
Yeah.
Yes, I had it wrapped around here, and it's actually yes. So yeah, and here it is. We designed it so it would fit a fifth edition book inside this covers. The thickness of the fifth edition books is variable, but the overall covers are fairly standardized.
And it's pretty adaptable as well for like
Yes.
5th edition books. And I mean, as a DM, can I?
Yes,
Holding
absolutely.
this is freaking cool. I mean, look at his face jumping out of the book. It's really cool to hide the adventures that you're actually running. Like if you have an adventure module, put this on it because it's gonna kind of raise the tension in the table.
Yeah, and before we forget it, the sculptor for this one was Renato Roa.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, he did an amazing job. Let's see if maybe we can give you guys a close up of it. Maybe I don't know if it's gonna work with the camera here. Yes, let's see.
You have the
Yeah, it actually
skull jumping out from it.
yeah, it actually looks like skin, like rotten skin, and like an actual skull with a good paintwork. This one was painted by Luiza, so thank you so much for this, Luiza. And the corrupted gemstone in the back, like all like
the little skull is a latch as well, like from the side
yes,
of the
yes. So this skull was designed so you can put it wasn't designed. Yeah. Oh, okay. So it wasn't designed for, but it's very very easy because we did it. It's very easy to put magnets in here so it can magnetically latch. So yeah, the book we have right here is the monster manual. So yeah, and I actually opened it into the Night Hag page because it's very 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 auspicious. So yeah, this is a very 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 cool prop. It does have like a lot of people here at Loot have already claimed it as their own. Everyone wants to take it home. Even the people that don't play D&D, they're like, yeah, I need to have that. It's a very good like showcase piece. For those who are wondering, it does have a little bit of a gap here, right near
The spine of the book.
right near the spine. We covered that. We left that part like that because it just so
It
the
doesn't
prop
damage the
doesn't
book,
actually
right?
damage the book,
Yeah.
right? So it can actually open with no issues. And we did a little bit of like black cloth here just to fill it out. And you guys can do the same. It's like very easy. So let's see here. Secured. We get a copy of that book. Yeah, people are very excited for this particular prop, and I thought it was like the right time to show it with the that particular hero. Actually, before we move on to the next character, let's show off the bust for Chiron, just so you guys can see a little bit more of the detail on it. Ooh, we may need to get the base is not attached to mini. So yeah, let's see. You can get a copy of that book, Broke at 50. That's a great name, Broke at 50. Watch how I turn it around. How do I get a copy of that book? You just subscribe to Nightmares of the Abyss, and it's gonna be there. Uh, yeah, it's just a book cover. It's not an actual book. We're just giving you the book cover, and it's made to attach to the cover of an actual like 5th edition D&D manual of some sort.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's show the. Oh, we're showing the bus for Chiron, and yeah, let's just suck in all of that.
For the painters out there, you can really put some detail there.
Yeah. Paint him in red. It's one of those things. I think the official D&D books say that tieflings are like human skin colored or red, and everyone was like, yeah, thanks, but no thanks. So if you want to make a purple tiefling or a blue tiefling or a green tiefling, just make any color tiefling you want to, and it's fine, right? I think that's permissible now. It's a thing now, like to make a rainbow of tieflings if you want to.
I mean, Modern kind of incorporated that as
yes,
well.
Yes, Morrigan made it official.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, so now let's move on to our next character because we have a lot of stuff to go through still. And our next character is going to be Arthos the Conqueror, or Hero Paladin Oathbreaker. With the other two heroes, I think it's fair to call them heroes. They could work as heroes. Arthos is a little bit more difficult, right, Luca? Yeah. I keep calling him Lucas. It doesn't have the S, people. It doesn't have the S. It's just Luca. Yeah. Lucas is behind the. Yeah, it's really complicated here at Loot. A lot of similar names. So this is Arthos the Conqueror. There's an obvious reference there to a famous fallen paladin from famous media. He's an Oathbreaker paladin, so he's still like this heavily armored fighter geared towards faith into some kind of system, some kind of thing, but that faith has been broken. He is like maybe looking for a new purpose now.
Maybe he was corrupted.
Yes, Oathbreakers are usually corrupted. Like paladins are prime target for corruption by the lower planes. I know this because I play a lot of paladins, and there's nothing if you're playing like a lawful good character. There's nothing your DM likes more than to tempt you into perdition.
That's pretty much inviting the DM to like try to corrupt your character. It's like
like play at least like a lawful neutral paladin if you don't want that kind of hassle. So Arthos is has a different kind of design. We took a little bit of a risk with him and made like the conical hat and like this huge war axe, a little bit different. As well, it's a not a standard weapon as well, and
that's kind of a Bloodborne kind of feel for the
weapon. Bloodborne. There's another game that people mentioned, Blasphemous. The character in that has a a helmet kind of just like that. It wasn't intentional, but it is kind of welcome. Like that kind of weird looking armor exist in media, and it existed in real life, right? People did like all kinds of weird decorative armor. Like if you look up like Japanese samurai, I think it's kabuto helmets, the helmets that had like all like the the carp on top, like a
Oh yeah.
sculpted carp, like really weird stuff
I mean,
that
like,
they didn't necessarily did for let's see. Pinhead Larry and it'll be a giant joke in my Arthos will be renamed Pinhead Larry and it will be a giant joke in my world. Yeah, you can play him like that if you want, Anthony. Uh uh but it does have like that like really old feel, like real earth, like old armor kind of looks weird.
mm-hmm.
And it's a different kind of character, right? Not every character is going to be a classic. We do have a couple of very classic looking characters in this bundle, and with Arthos we want to try something different. So we're always trying like to push the barriers. And yeah, here's the sculpt. This one is by Rafael Sui, and Rafael did an amazing job with this one. There's a lot of detail in the head of the X as well, and this is one of the Arthos for a paladin. There's a skull themed team. There's a lot of skulls in the armor. Like the faceplate of the helmet is a skull as well. It's one of those things that if you want to play a good aligned paladin while wearing this armor, it kind of reminds me of that. I made this comment earlier today. It kind of reminds me of that Mitchell and Webb sketch. Like, are we the baddies? Like, if we are wearing these many dead
skulls.
people, are we the baddies here in the situation? Like, it feels like good people wouldn't wear this. So this like if you're into heavy metal, or if you like or if you're an edgelord like me, I definitely am. Like all my characters dressed just like this. This is the character for you.
I mean, if you don't want to go full Oathbreaker, you can go like Oath of Conquest easily with this character.
Yes.
Very powerful, kind of intense kind of guy.
Yes, and let's showcase the bust now. And another thing that you can do, you can there's a couple of characters in this bundle which are Arthos and one of our next characters, the Death Knight, that they are kind of interchangeable in a way. You could use Arthos as a Death Knight as well. Death Knights do tend to have like very old or weird armor from maybe from a land, from a kingdom that doesn't exist anymore.
Distant past of your world, or a weird order, different kind of knights and things from the past.
Yes, absolutely. This one, I think there's a little bit of a concession in the bust. Like the handle of the axe is a little bit shorter, so it doesn't go all the way to the ground. And it's just kind of to make the bust work. And this is a very gnarly weapon. I think this weapon is an opportunity to be a bit creative with how you do your weapons in game. So instead of just saying it's a great axe or saying it's a pole arm or something, mix it up. Mix up the kinds of damage that the weapon can do. Make it a versatile weapon, and then you can use it as either a spear or a great axe, right? I think it would actually have to be like a lance, because spears are throwable. You don't want to like yeah. I don't think this particular weapon is a throwable one.
It doesn't seem to have aerodynamics at all.
Yes. So Hava also did a great job from translating the concept art into the sculpt here. The cloak floating it's absolutely great. There's a lot of details, like a lot of different textures in the armor. There's actually chainmail and plate armor mixed in, which would be what would happen in like an ancient battlefield, right? It's especially if it's not like a noble knight. Sometimes you have full plate armor, sometimes you don't. You have a mix, and it can be like a personal preference thing from the knights.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's move on to our next character and our last hero for today. And this one is going to be Zoe the Marauder, or Hero Human Demon Slayer. So this one, it doesn't have like the Demon Slayer doesn't have like a perfect correlation in D&D,
Mm-hmm.
but there are a couple of classes and characters that if you want to play this archetype could work very well.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, obviously, there is
The Blood
the
Hunter.
Blood Hunter class from Matt Mercer and from Critical Role. I don't think it's the best fit for this particular character with the two hand crossbows. This one is a little bit inspired by stuff like Bloodborne and
Mm-hmm.
Diablo and stuff like that. I think a ranger would fit very well.
Like a hunter ranger.
Hunter Ranger. There's a Gloomstalker Ranger, which is the Hunter Ranger.
Mm-hmm.
It could work very well as that, or a rogue
A
even.
rogue. I would make the like the change to actually make her even like a warlock or something. If you want to go for that kind of like
Hmm.
being amongst the monsters that you
Yeah,
kind of find.
the kind of like the Witcher vibe.
Yeah.
We have done a similar character to this, the Witch Hunter Gareth, that we did like in a couple of our first bundles. Right, I think he was actually in the no, he was actually a part of our Granny's Prophecy bundle, I believe.
Mm.
And it would make sense. That bundle was all about uh, monstrous grim stories, right? So yeah, it made total sense. So Zoe the Marauder is actually, if you have seen the the Hugh Jackman Van Helsing movie, that movie had its issues, but like stylistically, there was a lot of really cool stuff in it. A couple of the kind of steampunk guns and like the looks of it was really nice. And I think was it Kate Beckinsale, the main actress, the Huntress?
I don't know.
I don't remember the
Yeah.
yeah, and yeah, like Kate Beckinsale, if it was her, like this and Underworld, she really likes to do like the vampire stuff, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so actually, yeah, and like the pilgrim hat is like a particular look that really works for that grim dark feel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was her. It was Kate Beckinsale. So yeah, so let's check out the actual mini, and I think the pose for this mini is actually great. It's actually like amazing.
Mhm.
Let's let's transition into it, get a full view of it. Like a couple of people have complained about the double crossbows, the double hand crossbows. I think as a dungeons master, I would make an allowance for that. Just like the rule of cool works here. Like it's not like you're gonna be making any more attacks per turn,
Mm-hmm.
right? You have a limit on that.
And I mean, you have the crossbow expert feat. I think you can ignore like the loading property with that one. I think it's possible.
Yeah, and I think I think like the what that does is it makes you don't have to spend a bonus action to reload. I think that's it.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Headcanon, I would make this work. I obviously not from the Mighty Nine had a very kind of Hugh Jackman's Van Helsing inspired artificer created crossbow machine gun something,
Pretty much.
right? Rule of cool rules here, and very dynamic pose. This sculpt is by Luis Silveira. The let me yes, this sculpt is by Luis Silveira, and there's a lot of detail in her clothing, like her overcloth floating around her as she's kind of turning around to shoot. Just absolutely great. You do not, if you're a vampire or a werewolf, you do not want to mess with Zoe. Absolutely gorgeous. Can we move on to the bust now? So this is going to be our third bust for the evening. Let's see what chat is saying here. This is Uncle Jesse is actually in chat. So hello, Uncle Jesse. How are you doing? Uh, yes, indeed, she was. Yeah, people are confirming. Yeah, maybe she is Johnny's sister. We're figuring out a lot of lore still. Yes, absolutely. So let's check out the bust now. I think we're adjusting the focus. Yes, we're good. We're good. Yeah, this one looks great in the bust. You can actually see how her hair is kind of following the same flow as her overcoat, right?
It feels like she's starting to shoot something
Yeah,
that's
it's one
her
of those
back.
things where she's shooting to her left, and then she hears something on her right, and she pulls up her already cocked and loaded hand crossbow
Hmm.
and shoots to the other side. Like absolutely,
It feels
absolutely
kind of
great.
like at that Hail Mary moment of like there's a thousand
Yeah,
demons around her
or
and
maybe like
she's
or maybe like this moment is kind of like that Mexican standoff
oh
pose.
yeah.
It's just great. Like and we've been trying to find a way to do that particular pose for a while. And double hand crossbows is as close as you get in fantasy to dual handguns. So you know.
Hmm.
Okay, so next up
Oh,
we have a big one,
I'm excited.
a really big one. And we have been showing you guys the 75 millimeter miniatures here on my right side. I keep like messing up, but it is on my right side. We have been showing you guys the 32 millimeter models, but this one's so big that the 32 mil, the 75 mil
Yeah,
won't actually fit.
it's
It's this one.
huge. I mean,
Yeah.
it's
So
absolutely
yeah,
huge.
so let's take a look at the concept art, so you guys can take a look at what we are working with here.
Hmm.
So we have Odrakni, the Demon Lord of Bones. Uh, this one, there's a bit of an obvious reference in D&D, but it's also like a couple of people have asked us since we released this concept art why we didn't do a demon lord like Yenogu or one of the more requested ones like Demogorgon or something.
And especially because of the whole cult of hunger
Yes,
and that kind of motif from the past bundles.
yes. And I think the reason we didn't go that route is because this particular demon looks like a demon to anyone,
Hmm.
right? It doesn't just look like a upstart werewolf thing like Yanogu sometimes does. This is recognizably a demon, like something from hell or the abyss. So even if you're not a D&D player, uh, anyone would recognize this as a cool ass demon. And we decided to do it huge. The huge thing makes the 75 millimeter almost almost a loyalty reward, right? Obviously we can't do like the loyalty reward statue scale as for a huge model, but it's pretty freaking big. And there's a lot of really cool details that you guys may notice here. And one of the details is that he's actually carrying the Necronomicon, like on his belt on the right side. He's actually carrying the Necronomicon. Why am I turning him? You guys are not gonna be able to see him.
Yeah.
We're gonna show off the actual 32 mil mini in a moment here.
Hmm.
I don't know if he's gonna turn around, but let's see.
Might be too
If he,
heavy.
yeah, he is too heavy. I don't think he will. Uh,
Some other cool details is like the one kind of ends on a flail.
yeah, it ends on a flame, and it ends on something we're kind of experimenting with, which is
A
the
moving
chain the
chain.
moving chains
Yeah.
for resin printing. It is a possibility now, and we are figuring out the a good way to do them. And yeah, it works. We may now that we know that it works,
Hmm.
we may do some more of that. So let us know if you'd like more like moving chains in your miniatures. So let's transition into the 32 millimeter model. And this one is actually painted. is a little bit of a sneak peek for our painting guide, where a lot of the 30 millimeter miniature were painted. Were it was it all of them? Are all of them painted for the painting guide? I'm not sure. All of them? Yeah, so we painted all of the 32 mil characters for the painting guide, and Adrachne is looking really, really amazing. You do not want to be anywhere near this uh, in a fight. Like, this is high level stuff,
That's
right?
the ending
And,
of a campaign.
yeah, that's the ending of a campaign. And we made sure that the stat block reflects that. So it's going to be a fairly difficult fight. Can we actually pick up another 32 mil character just to put it beside him? Yeah.
It's like a medium character.
Yeah, this is a medium one. It's a Cultist Amalgam. We're going to talk about it a little bit later. So that's how big he is compared to a regular size character, right? So yeah, this is what you want for a demon lord. It looks like a demon lord. It smells like a demon lord.
It is like a demon lord.
Yes, absolutely. And he's the demon lord of bones. So there's a lot of Fort of the Rain in this bundle. There's a lot of gore and bones and like teared flesh motif going on. And he actually has a throne. And if you guys want to make a diorama for the 32 mil, we're gonna put that up right now. He has a throne that's made of body parts, because if you're a demon lord of bones, a demon lord of the abyss, you like building materials may be scarce. Maybe there's not that many trees around, right? So you build with what you have, which is in this case bones and.
And I wouldn't be surprised if the whole palace was kind of sentient, like life forms kind of
Yeah, like
around them.
if you step on this guy's castle or this guy's palace, it's like you're stepping on like his. It's like you're stepping on him.
The rug is gonna answer you,
Yeah,
basically.
the rug's gonna gobble you up. So let's prepare here and let's transition. Yeah, this is the throne, and oh no, right now, and I think this was a worry before, and right now I'm considering it is a throne made of bones. So is it a bone throne? Let's leave that thought alone.
It wasn't the name for a while.
Yeah. It was a possible name for a while, and I'm remembering it now. Like, the idea popped up in my head, and I needed to share it with few people. Like, it's kind of one of those infectious ones. So yeah, and it is made to fit him, and this is something that we actually did before with our Snowy Mountain Summit bundle,
Yeah.
or Rare Beast. She had a throne as well. So this one is made for you guys that like to make dioramas, so you can make him in front of his throne. And the sculpt of Adrachne, actually a couple of different people worked on this one. Like 3 different artists put work and like sweat, tears, and maybe some blood into this sculpt. It was sculpted by Pedro Young, Luis Silveira, and Fabian Cardoso. And the throne was sculpted by Wenda Ferreira, our main fantasy artist for the objects. So thank you so much for like all the hard work you guys have put into this. It is absolutely amazing. It is going to be like it's going to be the end of so many players. I can see it already. And even if you're actually not gonna use it in your game, like print a 75mm one, it's like it's a worthwhile effort. Like, just to have this as a statue is absolutely amazing.
Absolutely, so detailed.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Like you can see like how all the detail on the skin, and how the scars on the skin, and how the let me try to
hair also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to show all of the detail here, but it's so good. So good. It's so big. And I just realized that where I'm holding it, I might drop it, and I don't have a good track record with this. So I'm just gonna put it down. Okay, so this is Adrachni, Demon Lord of Bones, or boss for the Nightmares of the Abyss model, but there's still so much for us to get through, so let's get to it. So the next character is the Death Knight.
Yeah.
I think it's not the first time we do a Death Knight, but we needed. I think the first one was
We did one. No, I don't think we have done that one before. We did one very similar to it in Weak Apocalypse, I think.
White Apocalypse.
White Apocalypse, yeah.
It was basically a Death Knight.
Very similar.
It was
yeah.
very similar to a Death Knight,
Mhm.
but we needed one that could. We needed a standing one. That one was mounting a horse, not a horse, a nightmare horse. We should have like we should have thought about this and done a nightmare for Nightmares of the Abyss.
Well,
It was a bit of an oversight that we didn't do a nightmare for this one, but oh well. I'm sure there's gonna be plenty of opportunities to do nightmares in the future. So this is the Death Knight, right? This one has a very very classic uh, I think can be used as a Death Knight, but as a paladin, I really really want to play this as like an Oath of Conquest paladin.
Oath of Conquest. I would play that as a fighter as well.
Yes,
Like
fighter can fit the soil. Like
Yeah.
it's just some very very cool heavy armor
Mhm.
with a lot of like intricate details and like the skulls everywhere, which is always nice.
I mean, it's a cool enough mini to actually make somebody that's playing a barbarian actually put on some armor.
Yeah, yeah,
It holds up to that.
yeah. Barbarian sometimes it's not easy to play. You have the resistance to damage, but because you have to split, you have to split your sets into strength, constitution, and dex
And
if
dex.
you want
To
some
go-
high armor class.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just don't have it, and just put some points into strength and constitution, and then wear some armor.
I mean,
Like
you're
there
only
are some races
sacrificing.
there are some races that give you armor proficiency and
Mhm.
some stuff that gives you armor proficiency.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We have some special content for the Death
Oh yeah,
Knight
tell
as
me a
well.
little bit about it.
Yeah, we're doing like a full from concept video of the Death Knight. Like
Oh yeah, so everything from concept to scope to
It's-
printing.
from zero to hero for the Death Knight. From zero
Yes,
to Death
absolutely.
Knight.
So absolutely look out for that video.
Oh yeah.
It's going to be coming it's going to be coming fairly soon.
Fairly soon, I think. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, we need Marcia to come back from vacation so she can do a proper she can properly paint it. So yeah, let's showcase the actual sculpt now, because like all the energy from the concept is there on the sculpt, and I love that our artists can do that, and that our team can accomplish this feat, right? A lot of different people work in these models in different areas, and we can make it work, and it's absolutely great.
I mean, for a Death Knight, it does not need the Hellfire Orb in his hand for you to know what he's doing right now.
Yes, yes. So this Death Knight was sculpted by Rafael Sui. It's a great mini. The pose is really striking. It has a lot of it actually has a couple of different textures into it. It's not just the armor. He has like the kind of loincloth thing that covers that has a proper name. I don't think it's a tabard, because I think a tabard covers like the whole
Yeah.
it goes over the whole chest and then down. But there's the cloak as well, and a little bit of fur in the cloak, and just amazing work. And if you want to go for bones, as if the shoulder plates and the knee pads were actually bones, you can go for it. And the base for this one is absolutely great. He's just stepping over these undead, like stepping on them with the like the bases for this model. Like we put a lot of work on the bases, and it's not all the time that we can do it. A couple of the bases are a little bit more simple. People actually asked us for this to make them a little bit more simple, but the base for the minis is free real estate, right? And we like to use the base to tell a little bit of a story. You can use a different base if you want to, but the way the base jives with the sculpt, it just kind of enhances it to me.
Like my DM senses right now, if anybody's gonna play that as a player, I know they're gonna go like undead surfing as soon as they see this base. For sure.
Yeah. Let me check out here. If you guys see me like bending down to look at my phone, I'm looking at chat here and seeing what's happening. There's a lot of people commenting on chat today, so we're gonna get to the questions later. So don't worry about it if we're not answering as fast as the questions are coming in. Yeah, and this character, the Death Knight, has the fourth bust for the fourth and last bust for us today. So let's check out the bust for the Death Knight. Ooh, so much stuff to get through yet.
Mm-hmm. We haven't even gotten to like the main demons.
Yeah. We just wrote the boss and the Death Knight.
The boss and the Death Knight.
Yeah, and we're about to start. And
the demons are so good.
Yeah, the demons are real good this time. Yeah, so let's check out, like, look at this. Look at this bust. Look how awesome this is.
Oh yeah.
It reminds me a little bit. This Death Knight reminds me a little bit of like it's horns, not bat wings, but just kind of the pose and the demure. It reminds me a little bit of Warduke from the yeah, and Warduke's like I think would be like an Oathbreaker paladin. He was a paladin or a fighter or something like that, but he was a
I'm not sure.
Yeah,
it was kind of a paladin. Came out in Wild Beyond the Witchlight.
Yeah, but he's like a very old D&D creation. Yeah. He was created for the D&D like toy line or something. There were a couple of heroes in a party, and Warduke was the traitor in that party. He was used in other media. He was like statted out and used in adventures and stuff like that. But he also showed up into the D&D cartoon as one of Vanger's minions at some point. So yeah, he does give me a little bit of that like kind of cocky, I am better than you vibe.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I am better than you, I know better than you, and I am better than you. That's the vibe I get from this character. Okay, so let's move on. And before we move on to our next character, let's talk a little bit about the mini quotation marks needed here. The mini that Luiza is painting is the prop dice tower. Okay, so people have been asking us to do a dice tower for such a long time. Like, this is from before, like this month I completed like 1 year of loot, right? And people have been asking for a dice tower since way before I joined the team. And we were kind of waiting for the right moment to do it. We didn't just want to do it and like and not do it right. We needed to do it properly. And here it is. This is the Nightmare Dice Tower. It is very tall. It's like,
I think it's 8 or 7 like 32 millimeters.
Yes, and I think it's actually like up to the highest. And you can use it as a dice tower, or you can just like, there's one of the pieces which is the kind of tray at the entrance of the tower that you can just not print or not glue in, and then you have a great prop tower if you want to do a diorama.
Let me tell you something about this tower, and people have seen me roll that, and they can attest to that. I did a test roll for like boss fight, and it was a natural 20, like the first roll I did in that tower. So
yeah, it's definitely the tower. Print the tower.
Print the tower.
Print the tower. You definitely want to print this tower. It's gonna make your rolls better.
Oh yeah.
You're gonna show up carrying something like this big to your D&D session. Your DM's gonna be like, what the hell is happening here? So yeah, absolutely. Okay, so once we're done, we're like almost done with the live stream. Luiza is going to take the dice tower and bring it here, and we can take a little bit of a better look at it, and you guys can see how big it is. But the dice tower was sculpted by Wender Ferreira. So thank you so much for the work in it, Wender. Okay, so now let's move on to the next character, which is another biggie. It's one of the there's a there's a couple of large demons, large creatures in this bundle, and this one is the Nofeshne. Uh, the names for these demons, a couple of the demons from D&D are from like mythology somewhere in the world that Gary Gygax just, oh, that sounds weird and cool. I'm gonna take that name and I'm gonna do a demon with it. A couple of the names kind of sound uh like a cat walking on a keyboard or something, you know. No, fishnet is definitely one of those.
Uh-huh.
How to pronounce it? I don't know. I can never get it like
It's a
every
very
every time I say it slightly different.
yeah. It's a very random name
It's
generator
a very
kind of
random name generator kind of
Yeah.
yes. No, fishnet.
No,
It's one of those names that if
is
you're
it no Feshne or no Feshni?
I think both work. Now Feshni may be the right one. I think
Not sure.
I think Ni is the right one.
Yeah.
But like either way, it's a very very disgusting demon that likes to eat humanoid flesh,
As demons do.
as demons do. A lot of demons like to eat humanoid flesh. It is like eating is part of it's a very very big part of a demon's life. They grow and they advance in rank by eating weaker demons and feeding on souls and stuff like that. Uh, but the Nofishni, like they just gorge themselves, and that's like they look like fat. Uh, you know what they look like? From South Park, the man bear pig. So they are just disgusting amalgamations of like. I think the D&D the Monster Manual describes them as an amalgamation
A
of
boar and a gorilla.
boar and an ape. Yeah,
And an
something
ape,
like
yeah.
But I think man bear pig, maybe man bear pig pigeon because of the wings.
Pigeon. Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
I made myself laugh at that one. Just really really gross. There is a little bit of a demons are kind of tricky to do in D&D because sometimes they come out looking goofy and not threatening enough, and it is kind of an artifact of the original designs, right? Uh, for first edition, there were sometimes the art doesn't translate really well into what we do today. But for Tenofeshne and the other couple of demons that like big demons that we did, yeah, I think we managed to bring the threat factor up a little bit.
But
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, I think I'm gonna miss that one.
right here.
Nah, man, I'm not fighting this. Yeah, Fabio, absolutely. You don't even want to be anywhere near this thing. Like the Nofishne are gluttonous pigs, and they are really really disgusting. And if you notice, our Nofishne is actually like more accurate than the and the book one from D&D because he actually has 6 nipples. And not only he has 6 nipples, he has 6 nipple rings, and that actually made it into the scope.
Yeah. Fun fact about the Nalfeshne, they think they're the most cultured demons of
Yes,
them all.
yes, they are actually
So-
they are actually fairly smart,
Yeah.
but they are so full of themselves.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and yeah, let's move on to the scopes now. The scoped, which was done by Pedro Young. Yes, and the fishnet turned out amazing. And usually, like we did the wings a little bit bigger. I think we did the wings on the same size as the wings from the like book description of the no fishnet. It would look too goofy. So this one, he looks kind of funny because he does have a kind of a big face, but it's also not something you would like to fight. It's just a big blob of hit points and hurt for you to throw at your players, or for your DM to throw at you when they are mad because you did something stupid, which is often the case, right? And actually, we don't have the oh yeah, I don't have it here because the third two is actually painted for the painting guide. But
I mean, we do have it.
Yeah, we do have it, but we're not going to show it now. If you
Okay.
want to see the 32 mil, check out our Instagram later, or check out the painting guide, right? Uh, the yeah, this fishnet looks so good, and there's a lot of really really cool detail on the hair and the feathers on the wings. Just looks so good. There's also a lot of like fat folds on him, which make it like really really gross. And the concept art, some of you may notice like the butt crack. We don't reveal this in the concept art, but there's other like reference concept art that is done, and the reference concept art actually had like his backside with the butt crack and everything. So yeah, maybe someday we should like release the reference images, some of the reference
We
images that
really
we
should.
used. Yeah, we really should. So amazing job by Pedro Young. This is an passionate that I would not like to fight, but I would like to have in my repertoire of shit to throw at my players.
Oh yeah.
Uh, okay, so let's move on to our next large demon, because we have a couple of these still to go through. And the next one is the Glabrezu,
It's one of my favorite
or
demons.
Glabrezu. I don't know how to properly
I
pronounce
mean,
this. You know,
demonic name.
it's a demonic name.
Uh-huh.
This one in particular, like the original art from D&D, looks a little bit goofy, right? It's based on an older idea that the Glabrezu has pincers.
It's a big dog with lobster hands.
Yes, big dog person with lobster hands, and lobster hands doesn't really scream like threat run away for me. It should, because lobster hands are no joke, man. They can really hurt you.
But I mean, the lobster hands with like the two little human
Yeah.
hands below, they kind of make him goofy.
yeah, they kind of make him goofy looking. It also he kind of reminds me of that lobster guy villain from the first episode of One Punch Man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so really goofy. Not this, right? This like huge demon, like threatening, skull faced. And the skull face for this one, which is not typical for Glabrezu, it actually links back to the boss of this bundle, which also has a skull face, right? So yeah, really big and threatening monster, and those are the changes that we did to make him like more menacing. So let's check out the sculpt. And this sculpt was done by Michel Rodriguez. Again, great work on the hair and the fur on this one. There's a lot of little details, and like when I do these characters that have like the rippling muscles, sometimes you can actually see like how the artists actually make like the skin kind of stretching over the muscles, like just bulging and ready to rip through the skin. Uh, Another thing that's absolutely great is that he's wearing a loincloth, because one thing that you like, it's an Abyss bundle. There's a lot of demons. It's not like the cleanest. Like the Abyss is definitely not the cleanest place in the multiverse. It's not the most PG place to go to. But we're players. We're playing a game. We don't need to be seeing like what he's hiding there. So yeah, loincloth, great ad.
This is a great enemy for like mid-level parties, because it's a demon. Demons usually are like the chaotic, I'm gonna destroy everything in front of me,
Yes.
kind of monsters. And the Glabrezu has more of like the devil mentality of like trying to make you come to his side, or kind of drag you down to the abyss.
Yeah, I think Fox Machina in the first Critical Role campaign, like before the live stream.
Yeah, that's the guy who killed Pike.
Yeah, that's the guy who. Yeah.
Before the stream.
Yeah, before the stream. Yeah, it's one of the Glabrezu are also they are demons. They are chaotic evil, like all demons, but they tend to be more organized. They tend to act a little bit more like devils, like trying to corrupt people and change people, and get their souls, or corrupt them in that way, like tempting them. So
Mhm.
they act a little bit like devils, which is a little bit weird for demons to do. And they are also not like the they don't look like intellectuals,
Yeah.
but they are pretty good at that stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, great sculpt by Michel Rodriguez. Thank you so much for that. Okay, so let's move on to the next character, the Vrock, and it's another large one.
It's a classic demon from D&D.
He's a
Like out
classic
of the
demon from
abyss,
D&D.
that's the first thing you see as demons.
Yes, yes. The Vrock do have a little bit of a how do we put it? Especially the D&D Vrock, they are kind of wiry, right?
Kind of vulture kind
Yeah,
of
yeah,
demons,
but
yeah.
they are very teen and wiry,
Frail
yeah,
and
and frail
yeah.
looking, with like the long necks, and sometimes they are like horrible creatures,
Hmm.
but and they do remind us a little bit of and I think that's the right name, the Skeksis from Dark Crystal.
Yeah.
The gym has something, and Dark Crystal is on Netflix right now, so you can
Hmm.
watch it. And like, it's nightmare. It's a puppet show thing, but it's nightmare fuel for a child.
Hmm.
And the Brocks always kind of look like that, and they are not particularly smart, but they are very vicious in a
Hmm.
fight. They have stuff that can stun you and poison you. So if you're not prepared, a couple of rocks are going to be, and we actually
Oh
do
yeah.
have that
On the encounter guide.
on their encounter guide. Like three
Yeah.
rocks are very bad news for a party.
Absolutely.
Even like a 10th level party, three rocks are
Mhm.
like
I mean,
they can do some damage
if
before
they
they
stun most of the party, like
yeah.
they can consistently round per round stun the party and kind of drain your hit
Yeah,
points.
and they have an area of effect, poison effect,
Hmm.
which is not going to affect other demons.
Yeah.
Demons are like immune to poison, fire, and some of them are even immune to like lightning and cold as well.
Hmm.
So Vrocks are going to be a very hard fight. Or Vrock is a little bit different. It's a little bit more of a spellcaster. Has a staff with a really cool stuff on top of that staff, like a full corpse on it. So let's move on to the sculpt, and this one is by Douglas Martins.
And it's another pretty big demon
Yeah, it's
as
a
well.
large one, and
Yeah.
it's like on the upper side of large. Like size matters, and if you want to know the scale, like on the staff, that's a human torso and head,
Hmm.
right? This is scary stuff. This is nightmare-inducing stuff, which is what you want with the abyss. So I think we're gonna show like the comparison right now. Yeah, like the size comparison with the Death Knight shows just how big these things are. These things are like big as a little bit bigger actually than the raptors from Jurassic Park.
Hmm.
So just imagine that coming at you,
And
and they can
fly.
fly, and they can poison you, and they can stun you with a scream.
Yeah, it's a pretty bad day for players and a pretty fun game for a DM.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, this one is really creepy. The bones coming out of the spine there, the beak, the feathers, the a little bit of kind of leathery skin as well.
Mhm.
Uh,
Doesn't he have like hair? Like a
yes,
full head of hair right there?
yeah, I think he does.
That's
Yeah,
nightmare inducing.
yeah. It may be that like who what's the name of that, dow feathers, like the fluffy feathers that
Uh-huh.
go under the normal feathers.
Yeah.
Like rocks are kind of mangy either way you try to slice it. They are kind of vulture looking things.
Hmm.
Okay. Is there anything else we want to say about the rock?
That's
Uh,
it.
yeah, I think we should make a comment on like demons in general and how to use them on your campaign.
Oh yeah.
Like demons are one of those creatures. They are generally very high level, but a couple of them for fifth edition have been made kind of boring and it's kind of by design. They are kind of vanilla. Uh, but you have to remember something. Like the stuff in the DMG is a starting point, especially if you're dealing with not the DMG,
The
the
monster
monster
manual.
manual.
Yeah.
Is a starting point, especially if you're dealing with high level monsters, right? Like demons. Uh, there is like a hierarchy of demons and devils and stuff like that. And some demons are simply more powerful than the demons below them in like CR rating. But that may not always be the case. And like there's some opportunity for lateral movement, let's say, for lateral growth. So you may have a Vrock like this one, which is a spellcaster of some kind. So you can add stuff to their stat block if you want to make them more dangerous.
Instead of growing into like another type of demon, you can just add on abilities to the main stat block for the Vrock or even the Glabrezu, which like lends well for like spell casting, shape shifting, and kind of make and that's where like unique demons like the ones that are named
Come from. Yeah.
They're like demons that have evolved beyond the natural hierarchy of I don't know. You go from a Vrock to a Glabrezu to you know upper on the ladder.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I think that's all we want to see from this ugly, ugly Vrock from today. And I shouldn't have said that. I think the Vrock is more pleasing to look at than the next one, actually.
Oh yeah.
Because the next one is going to be the Abyssal Maw. This one's a little bit nightmare-inducing.
Yeah.
And it's designed to be that way. I think the lore or lore master Google came up with for it is it's more focused on
the connection to the far realms.
Yes, there is a connection between the abyss. Lore-wise, there is some touching points between the abyss and the far realms, and where the original demons came from. That's a whole nother story. But the far realms and the abyss are two places that you would not like to be in under any circumstances. The abyss may be a little bit better than the far realms. Like it's at least understandable. It's at least like
it's something you can fight.
It's something
like
you can
tangible.
Fight. It's tangible. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can touch it and fight it, and it's not just gonna break your mind for you being there. The abyss does have a lot of like weird and devastating effects for you if you're not prepared to go there. So definitely don't go into abyss and don't force your players to go into the abyss. It's not like Avernus. It's not like the first layer of hell. The first layer of hell, in the sense to Avernus, you can exist there, right? It is made. There are cities where humanoids live. The abyss is not designed for mortals at all.
It's not designed for things that want to keep their form.
Yes.
It's constant chaos and constant changing and
yes. But the far realm may be even worse.
Yeah.
And when you mix the two of them, you end up with something like the Abyssal Maw. Just like, whew. I would not want to meet this guy in a dark alley, right? Like coming back from a movie theater, or something.
That's the Lovecraftian kind of like we're getting there.
Yeah, it's one of those things like that when you start to describe it, like the description of this monster probably doesn't do it justice, right? Because how do you go about describing something like this?
Yeah, it's like an eternally hungry mouth.
Yes,
comes out from a body. It's truly
yeah,
scary.
Yeah, it's a little bit alien, and I think that's the feeling we were going for. And all of that grossness actually translated pretty well into the sculpt. Yeah. This one by Fabian Cardoso. Yes. It's not this one. Like the fact that the tongue coming out of its chest actually looks like a tongue.
Yeah.
Like it's not even painted yet. You know.
Have you noticed like the shoulder eyes? like
Yeah.
the eyes coming from the different parts of its body. It's
Yeah. Can you imagine if that? Can you imagine if your dungeon master is like, you go to the abyss, you fail your Constitution saving throw, you fail your second Constitution saving throw, you fail your third one,
Mhm.
you wake up and you're this now.
I think it starts like you stop talking through your mouth and you start talking through your chest.
Yeah, yeah. Like
And that's the
like you
progression.
go to the abyss and you sleep a couple of nights there. Oh yeah, this is nice place. Lot of bones, a lot of like I'm walking on flesh, but it's fine, it's fine. And then you start like growing eyes out of your limbs, and you go to reach for something, and your arm splits into 3 tentacles.
It's not even like you look into the abyss and the abyss looks back at you. It's you look at your shoulder and it looks back
Yeah,
at you.
yeah. And this one, the for this sculpt, it actually has some flow to it, right?
Hmm.
To transmit the idea of moment in a statics figure, it's hard to do.
Yeah.
Uh, but the tentacles that are the left arm just moving around, they almost look like they are flailing around.
It feels like the chest is kind of pulling him forward instead of like the face, which is very upsetting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, ooh. I think that's. I think I need to look at something else now. What's the next one? Oh yeah, the next one is not so hard on the stomach.
Yeah.
Yeah, the next one is nice,
It's
but
just a
it's
good old
another
demon.
yeah, it's another large one. It's another
Yeah.
large one. We did a lot of large demons for this model. Okay,
Yeah.
so let's talk a little bit about the Hezrou. The Hezrou is not a very strong demon. It's one of those demons that is kind of vanilla. You can actually use this. It's one of the demons that you can actually use as something else if you want to. If you don't want to make him a fiend,
Mhm.
you could make him like a monstrosity or something.
Yeah.
I think it would work well. Maybe he's the result of like some wizard's experiment or something. I could definitely see that happening. But they are kind of vanilla. And if you really want to like bring them to the next level, uh, you're gonna need to like add your own spice into it. Let's say,
Mhm.
or Hezrou, I think it's way cooler than the original art from the DMG.
Mhm.
He is like he doesn't just look like because the Hezrou from the DMG kind of looks like
A big frog.
yeah, he kind of looks actually like a slot a
Like
little
a slot,
bit.
yeah.
So
Mhm.
it feels kind of off, right? So it did this like big reptilian looking Hezrou.
It
Uh,
kind of reminds me of the Apocalypse from Superman. Like the big hulking like with
yeah, yeah, a little bit
bones
like
coming out
that.
of his
A little
body.
bit like that alien from Ben 10,
Yeah.
Humongosaur,
Uh-huh.
something like that. But this one is like it doesn't look like the Hezrou from the DMG. It looks like something you could take on in a fight.
Mhm.
Or Hezrou looks something that maybe you should run away from it.
Your average sword is not going to pierce it.
Yes,
Pretty
yes,
much.
yeah.
Yeah.
It has a lot more. It has thicker skin
Yeah.
than the original one.
Mhm.
So yeah, it's a great one as well if you want to use it as I said as a higher level monstrosity of some kind of, or even as a higher level fiend of some kind.
Yeah.
It could work very well.
It lends really well as like a challenging battle for you to introduce like the variant ability of summoning other demons.
Yes.
That's a good one because you could just summon some lower level demons with it, and it makes for a great fight for like a fifth to third level party.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
The
it has the stench ability, which is like a poison
yes.
ability. That's the different thing about the Hezrou. So if you get other demons with it, it can be actually kind of menacing for a low level party or mid level party.
Yeah, but the thing is with this kind of adventures, and actually, let's actually just show this incredible piece because we're talking about the character a lot of here. This sculpt is by Danilo Chagas, and it's absolutely amazing. Like just he's kind of a little bit in a gorilla pose, like popping his chest
Yeah.
out and showing I am actually dangerous. Like you need to fear me, right? And I love this. The the way the jagged like scales and skin and like the stuff on his back is, I absolutely love. Like it gives the idea of something that's gonna be tough to hit and tough to pierce.
Just the fact that the hand is kind of the size of your character.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
And what was I saying before we moved on to the, because I wanted to continue that thread of thought, but I think it's gone now. It's in the ether.
Into the theater. You mean like the different types of demons or evolving like the
Yeah, that's a good yeah, like the let's showcase how big it is.
yeah.
Like just the arm of this thing is about as big and probably heavier than your whole body.
Mm-hmm.
So it looks dangerous, it feels strong, right?
It feels like hide you can make magic items out of.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes,
It's
absolutely.
getting there. It's getting there.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, the thing with demons, as Luca was saying, the way they evolve and they advance in rank is and become like larger and more powerful demons is basically by eating other demons, eating weaker demons. So you start with the lowest level demon, which in this bundle we call the Capitin.
The Capitan.
And they just kind of are born from the abyss and they start eating each other. There is a way that mortal souls can become demons as well. It's not so you usually become like a more powerful demon right from the start. I think
We're gonna talk about them with the Cultist Amalgam in a little bit.
yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. But that's how it happens, and like it's a demon world.
Yeah.
And this code, it's just absolutely amazing. It's just not one of the fears with a little bit more of a vanilla quotation marks character like this in appearance, because like it's not the kind of demon that wears clothes or anything, is that he's going to look a kind of plain, but that's not what happened at all. I think there's a lot of different textures and different shapes in the sculpt that it's not gonna be boring for painters to get through.
Yeah, and it doesn't look as much plain as it looks interchangeable. As you said, like for monstrosities, demon, it lends well to a like a brute character.
Yes.
Anything in that area.
Yeah, someone actually mentioned in chat that he would use this as like some kind of big lizard folk. Let's see if I can find it here.
Like a lizard folk war chief or something.
Yeah, Fab Fernandes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Okay. So we have like half an hour left, a little bit more than that. So let's get through our last characters. We still have a couple of them to get through. So the next one is going to be the Shadow Demon, and yes, there we go. And the Shadow Demon is what happens when a demon dies somewhere, probably in the material plane, and for some reason it can't reform into Abyss, or it's killed with some magic and then it can't properly like stitch itself together. Then a shadow demon forms and they are kind of outside
that normal hierarchy,
normal hierarchy. And they can grow in power, and they can like they are very very tricky. They are stealthy, they are good assassins if you can bind one of them. But you can make them stronger. Like they have an ability where they can hide as a bonus action if they're in
dim or
dim light or darkness.
Or darkness, yeah.
But I would just, if you want to make him stronger, just give him like
full invisibility.
Yeah, full invisibility if he's on that. Like Shadow Monk can do that as well. Or you can give him a sneak attack ability as well, and you can make him like way more powerful.
Yeah,
and like they can be way more powerful. Like a Shadow Demon was used in Critical Role first campaign. It was the
Ortholax for Percy.
Yeah, Ortholax for Percy. It was the demon Percy made his Warlock deal with.
Yeah,
like so you can sign your soul away with this kind of demon as well. This one obviously is a shadow demon. Part of him is not corporeal, but we can't just like, and he does have a classic look in D&D, and I think the scope for this one, the concept art is great, but the scope for this one took the non-corporeal part to the next level. It's going to be like really, really fun. It actually looks like a bunch of smoke clouds or something. So let's transition into the scoped. And this one of the Shadow Demon is by Douglas Martins.
I love the shadow, the smoke effect from it, honestly.
Yes. And the lettering wings with the holes on it. The Shadow Demon is not necessarily the most powerful demon you're gonna fight, but it's one of those demons that it makes it feel. It actually looks like that. D&D has a lot of weird looking demons that look like monsters, but not necessarily demons. The Shadow Demon is one of the ones that, you know,
it feels like it's plotting something. Also,
yes.
It feels like it knows what it's doing right there. While the other demons are just chaos, you can fear this guy for what he's planning on. What's going through his head.
He like they are created by the death of probably a more powerful demon. So they probably have a revenge plan ongoing.
Oh yeah,
right. It's for sure they are plotting something. I can even see like people printing this in like translucent resin or just lightly or like dark blue or dark purple translucent resin, and then you can actually like the wings are thin enough like you can actually see some light through them, and with translucent resin that effect's gonna be great. So for a shadow demon, translucent resin or like
for the painters also, the painting elementals video from the last bundle, I think you can get some really cool effects for this one.
Yes, absolutely.
Check it out because this one can be a good one for painting.
Okay. So next up, let's move on from Shadow Demon. I think it's enough from him. We still have like 4 more characters to get through. Okay, so the next one is a really creepy one. It was like a favorite of a lot of people here at Loot when we revealed the concept art for it. It feels really, really creepy.
Yeah.
And it ties all the way back to the first bundle in the
Cultist Cult of Hunger.
The Cult of Hunger bundle.
Yeah. It's one of my favorites from this bundle.
It's the Cultist Amalgam. So the Cultist Amalgam, and can we transition?
Yeah,
there we go. The Cultist Amalgam is what happens. And can you refresh me on the lore for this one?
The lore for this one is like when cultists are dragged to the abyss, they can become a plethora of things. Be like the ground or the place or parts for other demons, food. But some of them, if they have like the full parts, can be turned into like cultist amalgams. Like if you have an arm from a person and then a head from another one.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a Frankenstein monster
kind of
thing.
Yeah. And it really lends well also for like a hag kind of character.
Yes, a hag or a dark witch kind of character.
Yeah.
Like this could fit in the Abyss, could fit in a kind of Ravenloft kind of setting. It could fit in any one of our swamp bundles.
I've been kind of calling it secretly the Master Chef hag because I feel like it can really teach you how to cook, man. It's prepared.
Yes, and she does have a lot of fire abilities, especially for that.
Yeah.
It probably is like a kind of a.
I mean, every palace needs a cook.
Every palace needs a cook. It's probably the one that is cooking the humanoid parts for the other demons.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, it's a really, really creepy one, and I think the sculpt is just the sculpt for this one is by Fabian Cardoso, and it's just amazing. It's just so good. Like the concept art, you can see a little bit of it, but the hair, the huge hair, and the kind of headpiece, the crown, and all of the arms and all of the limbs, and it works so well.
Yeah, it feels like there's another monster crawling from under it.
Yeah, it feels like one of those things that is like the
corpse plant. You know the corpse plant from what was it? was it Volos? I think it was Volos. That is
Mm.
like a big plant, but you can actually see the skeletons around the roots.
Ooh, I don't know if it's Volos. I
It's
don't
either
remember
that
now.
or Mordecai, and it's the first one. It just lands to that, like, there's something above, but that's just the tip of the iceberg because there's like a being underneath that big dress, kind of.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Yeah, this one is hella creepy. It feels like it would show up in one of those uh one of those like good but low budget horror movies.
Yeah.
You know, it's like the big scary creature
Hmm.
that everyone's gonna be talking about after the movie comes out.
Yeah.
I think that's the creature because you can imagine the physicality of it, the way it moves. It's
Yeah.
probably just so weird, so creepy.
You know the joints don't move just forward with that one. You know
Yeah,
it bends back.
yeah,
Yeah.
cool. But it's just beautiful, and I think this one is gonna be a great one for the painters as well.
Hmm.
There are a lot of different textures. There's a lot of like, it's a really great character. She's holding a thing of a little brazier of fire, so you can do some light effects there. Uh, just absolutely, absolutely gross and gorgeous.
Hmm.
Mini for this one. So thank you so much, Fabian Cardozo, for this amazing work. Okay, next mini. Let's talk about the Bone Demon.
Hmm.
And the Bone Demon, it's a little bit of uh, it's a loot original. Some of you may be familiar with the Bone Devil, which I think we actually already did a Bone Devil.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think it's actually in a light from the
I
shadows.
love. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So with but for the Demon Lord of Bones, we
Hmm.
kind of needed a bone demon, right?
Yeah.
We needed a demon that looked kind of alien.
Hmm.
And he kind of actually looks like there's a couple of inspirations that went into this one. Uh they're the demons from the Constantine movie,
Yeah.
which look like really,
Kind of
really weird.
headless, kind of
Yeah, they have like
there's something empty.
yeah, they have like half a head.
Yeah.
It's like their head
I,
is
I
cut
like what
here.
Gribble did with the lore. It's like they have half a head, but they have a mouth, so they can be hungry.
Yes,
They can
yes,
be a part of the code of hunger.
yes,
Um,
absolutely.
and it kind of feels like a pet, like a little demon for Adrachne to kind of have
To
around the
summon around.
castle.
Like yeah,
Yeah.
maybe I think I would allow this one for to be summoned as part of the, because Adrachne has the that undead summoning ability
Oh yeah.
up to 500 hit points of undead. You
Hmm.
can just make them show up. I would allow like this demon to be as well because this would be like maybe one of his pet projects or
Oh
something.
yeah, that's created by him for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
That's what he's doing with like all of the. This is what happens with the corpses of all of the heroes that try to stop him.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the yeah, it's not fun.
It's not subtle, also.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's check out the scope for the Bone Demon. This one by Renato Roa. Renato Roa. I think I'm saying your last name right, Renato. If I'm not, just hit me up after the live stream or something. So yeah, this is the Bone Demon. Uh, just the empty head. He just looks creepy and alien. He looks like a really cool demon. And we like to do original stuff as well because uh, some of your players and some of you may have seen it all already.
Hmm.
So stuff like the Cultist Amalgam or the Bone Demon, it's our way of like
Being refreshing
it
with.
is both a
Yeah.
creative outlet for us,
Hmm.
but it's refreshing. It's something different. It's something your players will not have faced before. It's something completely new,
I mean.
which is kind of hard to get in.
Hmm.
Like a lot of D&D sometimes is just kind of rehashing old stuff. Uh, but throwing a couple of bone demons, like just that feeling of figuring out a new creature for a player, it's just great.
For a low level party, I know we already did for sci-fi spacecraft crashers with the Ostratron.
Is yeah,
Really lands well for like kind of parasitic alien kind of feel for the
Yeah,
fantasy.
like the Ocelotron, you can definitely maybe not the half Ocelotron because he's kind of half human. He has
Yeah,
like a gun and stuff, but all of the others could fit very well as
as
demons
yeah,
or
as
devils.
bone demons and kind of
Yes,
that kind of stuff.
yes. The Ocelotron were named that because of the bones, so they
Hmm.
are kind of like the bone aliens. So it
Exactly.
works perfectly. If you want to expand this like demon family or something, you go for the
Hmm.
just get the spacecraft crashers bundle
Yeah.
for sci-fi. Okay, so this is the bone demon. We only have two little ones left, very little ones.
Hmm.
One is small and one is tiny.
Yeah.
Uh,
The small one's the weaker one, though.
the small one's the weaker one.
Yeah.
Okay, so the small one is the what we named the Capetin. Is the lowest level demon. It's like
Hmm.
it's a wretch. It's the
It's not even a leaving form. It's like what comes out first
yeah.
before
It's
anything comes out, really.
yeah. It's like the abyss is trying to give. Oh, this is gonna sound horrible, but it's like the abyss is trying to give birth to something, and this
And
and
it
this
hasn't figured out
no
what
and,
yet.
and this is not even what the abyss is trying to give birth. Just like the placenta. This is like what's
Oh,
left,
yeah. Pretty
right?
much.
It's just grossness made
Uh-huh.
like kind of humanoid form.
It's not thinking. It's just
Yeah, like
there.
if a bunch of these start to eat each other, that's how you get like higher level demons.
Yeah.
That's how you move on to the next one,
Hmm.
which is a Quasit. But yeah, this is a very low level. It's like I think it's a challenge rating like 1/8 or something.
Yeah, it's pretty
This
low.
is this is probably not stuff that your party is gonna be fighting a whole bunch unless you print like an army of them. Uh, they are just kind of gonna be part of the scenario,
Hmm.
maybe, right?
That's the demon that's probably summoned the most.
Yes, because
Like,
it's the easiest one to summon and control,
hmm.
right? So you just if you have a some sort of demonologist or some sort of wizard training to
Hmm.
like a conjurer trying to train to control big demons, you start with this one
Yeah.
because even if escapes the enchantment circle,
Hmm.
it probably can't do much damage.
It's kind of clay. Like
Yeah,
you mold that into a demon.
yeah,
That's just the starting point. For the Hezrou fight that I mentioned beforehand, like summoning a lot of those,
yeah.
like little ones, it's really good to keep your party on their toes.
Yeah, just action economy your party into submission,
Oh yeah.
right? Okay, so let's go to the scope for this one, and the scope for this one was done by Dave Sombrito. It's a small one, right? It's a wretch. Like it probably doesn't even it doesn't understand that it's alive. It probably doesn't. If it did understand it, it probably wouldn't want to be alive anymore.
Mhm.
It's just so pitiful. Like this is the kind of stuff that you take out with like maybe one shot. Like if you're very unlucky, you have to do a couple of shots to take it out. Uh,
If you're talking about the hordes of the abyss, that's the hordes. That's what composes most of it.
yeah, I think actually the horse would be higher level than this maybe.
Yeah,
But this
even
like
right.
this like if you would find literal pits into abyss which are just full of this guy,
Hmm.
like almost like larvae, like just eating each other
Yeah.
and trying to climb out.
Hmm.
You know, uh, just absolutely pathetic. Uh, and yeah, this is the Capuchin.
Yeah.
Okay, next one is the
The
Quasit.
Quasit.
So let's transition into the Quasit. Like a lot of you guys may know this one because it is an optional familiar for warlocks,
Hmm.
and there's a couple of wizards that can get him as well.
I think it's just back to the chain. I could be mistaken.
No, Pact of the Chain Warlock can get him.
Can get him.
It's Pact of the Chain Warlock can summon a Quasit,
Hmm.
and I think wizards get like any wizard can get a Quasit. I think that's right, or
Mm,
almost any wizard.
I'm not sure, but
Yeah, they
yeah,
are because as a wizard you can have as
define familiar
the
spell,
find
right?
familiar spell, but you have the at least maybe Conjurer Wizard. One of them has the option of summoning like
Yeah.
besides the normal options for Find Familiar, you can summon a Quasit, an Imp, or a Pseudo Dragon.
I think that's the thing. I think that's
Back
the
up the
back of
chain.
the shit. Yeah.
But you can get a Pseudo Dragon as a wizard somehow as well, and I think an
Yeah.
Imp as well.
Probably.
I don't remember which one, but it's
Yeah.
probably Conjurer Wizard or something.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's a Quasit. It's not as low level as the Capuchin. It's like it's useful, right? It flies. It can be. What's the stuff that he has? Can he become invisible?
I believe so. It's
The,
either
the,
that or the imp. I'm
yeah,
not sure.
I'm not sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
but they are useful. They are useful as like actual familiars, as scouts, as
Information gatherers. Like,
information gatherers.
if you want to
Absolutely.
discover something about the abyss, you probably summon one of those just to get the lay of the land.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So yeah, let's transition into the sculpt, which is actually done by Dave Sombrito as well, just as the Capuchin.
I really like this one.
Yeah, this the Quasit from the it looks more alien.
It looks more like an insect kind of.
Yeah, this one ours looks like you were saying
Yeah,
you're
like a
saying
fairy kind of.
yeah,
kind of.
almost like an ugly corrupted fairy.
Yeah, like elongated features. I would use that as a fairy, like easily, or like kind of unseelie core kind of fairy.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely, but he still translates really well into the Quasit, and
Mhm.
you could use him as uh, they are kind of similar in that way. You could use this Quasit as an imp, as a weird looking imp if you
Yeah.
wanted to, like. But this is the one that we made as a familiar for you guys if you
Mhm.
want to. This is not gonna be something you're going to be fighting a lot. Maybe you're chasing one of these down if they are spying on you, but this is made for players who want to have this as a familiar.
Mhm.
And great sculpt, like the how thin we can get the wings without them actually like being punched through, and still like get some light shining through the resin is just amazing to me always.
It's pretty
People
nice.
press on P is saying, "Look at how adorable! I want to pet it." It does have spikes along its back, so
Probably be
be
careful.
careful about it. Maybe belly rubs would be better.
Yeah.
So yes, there we go. The Quasit, or last character for the model.
Mm-hmm.
But we still have objects to get through. So let's talk a little bit about the objects. We do have a couple of them here. So let's show the concept art first.
Mm-hmm.
And I think let me just make sure here. We have a couple of different artists for the objects for this model.
Mm-hmm.
So I already mentioned Renato Roa and Wenda Ferreira. Wender did a lot more object work for this model. So all of the modular stone stuff, it was done by Wender. And we actually have it here on the table
Yeah.
as well. So we have stuff like stairs, and we have stuff
Pillars.
like bridges and arches.
Mm-hmm.
And this model isn't focused on the modular terrain stuff, but it's a little bit of stuff to get you going, right?
And it's really useful as like
Yeah, it's really really useful.
yeah.
We this time we made it so that the steps on the stairs would actually fit like a medium-sized mini. So if you want to do your bridges of like your fallen Moria kind of stuff, like the what was it, Khazad-dûm, the bridges of Khazad-dûm.
The bridges of I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you want to do that, this is your chance to do it, or let's start it off. And Red did an amazing job of it. They are not like the most complex pieces we ever did, but they are so versatile and so useful.
Mhm.
And we heard your feedback from stuff like Gathering into Festering Swamp when we did the modular terrain for that, which wasn't like overly complicated or anything.
Mhm.
It was just very versatile and very useful. You can use this. You can use like this kind of blocky stone terrain for ruins, or for how do I say it? Or for
castles even.
for castles, for like dwarven fortresses.
Oh, yeah.
Like it's just very versatile, very useful. So we can show off a couple of the pieces on the turntable there. Yeah, that one is a broken half arch. We have like full archers, broken full archers. We have stairs. We have kind of pillars and floors and stuff like that.
Mhm.
So just a bunch of different blocks for you to play with. And we were actually assembling this little thing on the table here right before the live stream started, and we started feeling like kids again. Right?
Oh yeah.
It's very it's a very kind of it's that feeling you get when you're building something,
Mhm.
and I can't wait to like just knock this off
Yes.
later.
It's exactly that kind of terrain. It's like if your players want to destroy the bridge,
Yeah, just take it off.
take it off. Just destroy it. You have the destroyed terrain. You can just
Yeah, just replace
endlessly change
the
this.
arch with the two sections of destroyed one.
Yes.
And then you actually have to do the jumping around the stones bit.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, absolutely great. Next up, let's move on from the modular terrain. We have the nightmare chest.
Oh yeah.
We always have our classic chest,
It's
and
right.
this one turned out really great.
It is my favorite chest
Yeah, it's one of
from any bundle.
yeah, I think it's my favorite chest as well. So let's do a close up on it on the camera there. The nightmare chest was also sculpted by Wende, and just like the itsy bitsy details, like the three locks and the hands and the skull holding on to the top part of the locks. It's just great.
It's that feeling we were talking about before. It's like it's gonna answer you.
Yeah,
If you ask it to open, it's gonna say no.
yeah, it's probably not happy that it probably has a bit of a headache.
Yeah.
But yeah, just one of the best chests we have ever done. I think my personal favorite, just like Luca.
It kind of feels like like a demon punishment. Like
Yeah.
some other demon that didn't do
Yeah,
well.
you're gonna be a chest now.
You're gonna be a chest now. Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't.
It's really cool.
Okay, so we do have, besides that, we do have a lot of other terrain. There's a couple of pieces of terrain here that I want to point out. So first off, let's show off this one and this one's. It's the aptly named Pile of Gore and the Rotting Tusk.
Yeah.
So the Pile of Gore was yeah, there's a bunch of terrain that we're gonna show kind of in a flash here because there's a lot of it. So the Pile of Gore was sculpted by Will Andrade, and it is just as the name says, right? It's a pile of corpses and bones and blood and gore.
And surprisingly varied.
Yeah, a couple of different types of bones went into this, demonic and non-demonic as well.
That's pretty much the cultist amalgam before it becomes an amalgam.
Yeah, it's like the leftovers that were used to create the Cultist Amalgam.
Yeah.
And we also have the Rotting Tusk. The Rotting Tusk was actually sculpted by Renato Roa. Let's see here. Okay, so yeah, this is the Pile of Gore, sculpted by Will Andrade, and in a bit we're gonna show you the Rotting Tusk, sculpted by Renato Roa. And these terrains actually is not something that we often do, but these terrains are available in 75 millimeters, kind of. So if you go into your folder for the terrain, you're gonna be able to see that it's available. It's available. Yeah, I checked. It is available. It's in the bonus. It's as a bonus because it's not optimized for 75 millimeters, but we do have it like larger, right? We did this larger for use in our videos, and it's basically just a 32 millimeter scaled up. So it's not gonna be as efficient as resin efficient.
Yeah, it might
because
use up a little bit more.
It's gonna use a little bit more resin than it should, but it is available there, and it's available for both the Pile of Gore and the Rotting Tusk. And the Rotting Tusk for the 75 millimeter, I think the 75 works really well with the
32 millimeters.
Let's show off the enlarged versions.
Awesome.
These ones work really well with the 32 millimeter minis because they're just so big. They are basically as tall as a medium sized creature.
The 32 next to it.
Yeah. So it works really well. Like you can line up a bunch of these tusks and just make kind of the entrance hall. Yeah, the inside of creature, or I'm thinking like the entrance hall to the Lord of Bones palace.
Oh yeah.
Just line it up. Okay, so let's show up the rest of the terrain. We still have a and the rest was all sculpted by Will Andrade. So we have the Nightmare Pit, the Abyssal Bridge, and the Abyssal Rift.
And basically a lot of hands coming out.
There's a lot of hands coming out of the ground and from a pit and from it's like it's the stuff that you do if you want to do a really hellish landscape.
Yeah.
Right. You just print a bunch of these. If there's an abyssal incursion happening in the material plane, like this stuff starts to happen. Like maybe the dead start coming back to life. You can use it like that as well.
Oh yeah, and it's a great trap if you want to include something.
I don't have it here with me, so it must be with you. No, we had them. Oh,
it's in front of.
Is it in front of us? Is it in front of us? It's this stuff. Oh, okay. The 75 millimeters for this one is available as well. It may not be. I'm not gonna. Don't hold me to that because it may not be. So let's show off the 32 mil. It's the Nightmare Pit, the Abyssal Bridge, and the Abyssal Rift. So just a lot of hands coming out of the ground.
Yeah.
To fill your needs.
It works great as traps. Like if you want to have like a more dynamic combat in any abyssal landscape, or like you said, like an undead kind of place, just have that trying to restrain and grapple your players.
Yes, absolutely. And I guess we're at the end. This is it.
This is it.
For the Nightmares of the Abyss bundle. It's a lot of stuff. Whew. Okay, so let's get some announcements before we get to let's get through the announcements, and then we will invite Luiza to come here and join us, and then we're gonna open it up to the Q&A section. So the announcements. First off, don't miss the offer. A Light in the Shadow or Hell inspired bundle is available right now for a discounted price, so don't miss it.
If you buy both of these, that's a full Blood War.
Yeah, that's a full Blood War.
Yeah.
Oh, these bundles match each other so well. So yeah, definitely check it out. Maybe someone from the team can paste a link on chat, the link for the promotion. It's going on right now, so don't miss it. If you don't have it already, go get it now. The next little bit of kind of housekeeping we have to get through is the loyalty reward. So, our second 12-month loyalty reward, the first one is Lutimus, right? A lot of you have gotten it. We're going to update the loyalty rewards tomorrow, so don't worry if with the bundle transition you haven't gotten your updated reward yet. It's gonna happen tomorrow. But the second one, the version 2 of the loyalty reward, is going to be a little bit delayed. Unfortunately, a lot of things happened, and we really had to focus on making sure the bundles arrived on time. But the loyalty reward is going to be available at the end of the month, by the end of June. It should have been available in the beginning of June, but unfortunately we couldn't do it. We will update you on the community, on our community channels, once we have like the finalized concept art, and once everything is ready, we're gonna keep updating you guys. If you are eligible for the second 12-month loyalty reward right now, you're still gonna get it. So don't worry about it. It's coming, and it's like really, really cool. We haven't figured out a name for it yet.
Can we have a little bit of a spoiler of what it is?
Whew. I can. Let's say this. Let's say this. It's going to be. It's technically two creatures,
Well,
and it's going to be one of them is a mount, and let's leave it at that. And it's gonna be real, real cool.
it's gonna be cool.
So the loyalty reward is coming. Don't worry about it. We're gonna update you guys on the community as soon as we have more information on it. Okay. Now, the next reward, the next thing that I want to touch on is an extra reward that everyone who's a subscriber for the month of June. So if you're a subscriber for the Nightmares of the Abyss bundle, or if you're a subscriber for our next sci-fi bundle, War for Humanity, because those are the June bundles. Anyone who's a subscriber for those bundles is going to get an extra thing, which has been waiting for us here the whole time. And this is in celebration to the 2-year anniversary of Luca. So you're gonna get the printable mask of Lutimus. This we did this a while ago. We haven't had a chance to find a proper time to really do it and really do it justice. But this is going to be available during the month of June. We have to clean up a couple of things with the file, but it's coming very, very soon. And yeah, it's an extra mask for you guys to add to your collection.
We have this one, which is kind of like a decoration piece.
Yes.
And we also have...
Yes, I believe we're going to do because this one, it's made for Lutimus, right? Which has, so it can be worn, but it's a little bit, it's a little bit thin. It's a little bit like narrow because Lutimus doesn't have cheeks. Basically, he's a lich. So we'll try to make it more comfortable to wear, just like we did with the cultist mask.
And thinking about it, that's the first mask.
Yeah, this is the first mask.
It was all thought out from the beginning.
It was all thought out from the beginning. No accidents here, folks.
No accidents at
Absolutely no accidents. This one's so cool.
Yeah.
I could use this one as a mask. It's like it pinches a little bit on my brow here. But other than that, it's almost perfect already to be worn as a mask.
That's awesome.
And this is going to be available as an extra. So happy birthday to Lut, and congratulations, because you guys are the ones who are getting a gift. So yeah, this is coming in June. And Lut's birthday, 2 years. 2 years. Been 2 years since we started, and we started Loot Studios like anyone starts a D&D adventure, by fighting a bunch of goblins. Because that's where we start. And I would like to announce that to start off our next season and our next bundle is going to be Goblin Mines. So Goblin Trouble is coming double now. And you can be sure Goblin Trouble is going to be discounted for the month of July. It's been a while since we did Goblins. It's been 2 years since we did Goblins.
It's more goblins, more trouble.
More Goblins, more trouble. It's coming back, you guys. It's coming back. A lot of people have been asking for this. It's time that we revisit Goblins and do them justice and do a lot more. So yeah, Goblin Mines, our July bundle is coming soon. Pay attention to our community for the posts with all the amazing concept art. There's some really cool ones. There's a great prop for this bundle as well. Like, such a good prop. I don't think goblins deserve that prop. But
I mean,
anyways, just my opinion.
They are in our hearts, really.
Just a lot. A lot. So and I think it's the perfect way to kind of commemorate like our first bundle as well. So yeah, it's coming. So yeah, this is it. We're going to go into the Q&A section now. But first I'm gonna invite Luiza in. So Luiza, if you could bring the tower here and join us. And we have like a stool or something so Luiza can see. She has back issues. So
Yeah.
yeah, we're just gonna wait for her to come. And let's check out chat and see what's
Going on.
what's going on in chat. Like there's a lot of questions that just flew right by.
Oh my.
Hello.
Hello.
So join us here.
The people.
Look at
So
that.
yeah, look at how awesome this is. Look at how big it is. Like this is this can definitely, this is a prop, but it can definitely be used as a
That's a rain piece.
at the rain piece as well. Like the 32mm character, can we get that one?
Oh, I have two actually. just to get that Lord of the Rings reference
Out of the way, yes.
out of the way.
So we have Oberus Hiberus here and the Mad Mage
Yes.
just on top of the tower here. And they are so big. I don't know if you guys can see it properly.
Yeah.
Like the tower is so big. So yeah, I think you guys can get what we are going for here. I'm just gonna like stay there like that. It's not nice.
What?
Do not sit down. You have
Yeah.
back issues.
No, it's okay.
Okay. Okay, so let's try to get through the Q&A section as fast as possible. Let's see here what we have for
Oh
questions.
yeah.
Oh yeah, let's roll some
yeah.
dice on it. Let's roll some dice.
Let me take this shoe out of here because they're gonna fall for sure.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, and I saved one for
Nope.
uh,
There we go.
I saved one for
Yeah.
myself.
That turned
Yeah.
that turned a natural one into a 19. So that's a good roll.
Yeah, absolutely perfect. So yeah, here's the dice tower, folks. So let's see here. I know there are not some questions right now, but there like some questions flew by in the beginning, and I couldn't. There wasn't any time to answer them. Let's see here. So send your comments or suggestions. Like this is the time, folks. Do you send to Portugal? No, Pedro. So we don't do physical distribution. We don't produce the physical miniatures. We sell the STL file so you can 3D print the minis at home. Let's see what else we have here. Well, best test build it roll well. I don't quite get your question, Holt Harper. You guys test what the minimum scale that this will still roll well.
Oh yeah, the dice.
Oh, the dice. Oh yeah,
The
like
normal
the
scale. It's like the normal scale, right? Because you have the jumbo, the big ones.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
not
yeah.
gonna
The,
fit.
you have like
Yeah, yeah.
the
Like-
normal
like- it's
and
like
the
the-
medium and the big dice.
yeah, like it's like
big
regular
dice are
regular
inside.
size dice. It will work. It will work well for this.
Yeah.
If you want to like upscale the tower, you can do it, but then you're gonna end up with like a huge thing.
Yeah.
Like let's see what else. Let's see what else.
That's sci-fi notes.
That makes the dice box or that sci-fi. No, I think we did the prop for the dice prop for the sci-fi bundle. We did it.
Yeah, yeah.
So that is for sci-fi bare bones.
But
We
not
did
this
we
one.
took the chest or the crate for that bundle and we did it as a big crate that you can actually put stuff in. Let's see here. It's for costumes. That's one. I was gonna make still fit dice through it. I don't need it as a scenery. How small can I make the tower and still fit dice through it? I don't need it as a scenery. I think like to fit one.
Not much.
Yeah, it
smaller.
can't be much smaller than
Yeah.
this. Like we designed this to be kind of a big tower to work as two separate things, as a terrain piece and as a dice tower, to make it really really awesome. It's probably not the last time we're gonna do a dice tower. There will be opportunities to do dice towers in the future. There is a dice tower coming for sci-fi in the next bundle, and I think it's gonna be a little bit shorter and a little bit bulkier.
Like
Yeah. Let's see what else we have here. I have to say ever since. So Naoki Spring saying, I have to say ever since I picked up my 3D printer, I have fallen in love with everything you guys make for us. So thank you for all the work you guys do. So thank you for sticking with us, Naoki. It's a pleasure. Like whenever we release the concept art or the spoilers, or we release the bundle, it's always great to see people's reaction and how people like them. So it's really fulfilling that you guys like our stuff so much. Some loot dice would be great. I think that's an idea. That's a good
an
idea. Yeah, some loot
Yep.
dice would be nice.
Yeah. Kinda like that.
No, I don't have a full barrel of dice. I only have like half a barrel.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I have a full bag of dice.
I'm
Anthony
not
Edwards,
yet.
any plans
Laura
for
Bailey.
any-
Not yet.
and Anthony Edwards asking, any plans for a chest you can open like a mimic dice chest? I think we can do it. It's just kind of
Please.
finding the right time to do it and the right bundle to do it in. Yeah, I'm definitely pushing that idea hard for our next couple of bundles. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's in the sci-fi bundle. Yeah,
Yeah.
the openable ones
Yeah.
in the sci-fi bundle. Let's see what else here. It's in game. Questions. Do you have any plans for doing models themed around kaiju or a kaiju board game? This one's by Kevin K. Kaiju are a bit hard to do because it would be a bundle of just like huge creatures. There's a lot that goes into it, and just enormous creatures are not as useful to everyone. So it's kind of hard to do. We have thought about doing kaiju like and we consider stuff like the dragon turtle kind of that we did for fantasy, kind of a kaiju, right? But a full set of kaiju may be hard to do. We're gonna definitely sprinkle them around the bundles whenever we can do them. I think the Osteotron, the mother, the big one,
The queen is
the queen, the Osteotron queen. It's gigantic and
Yeah.
it could definitely work as a kaiju.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, doing a full kaiju themed bundle would be kind of tough right now.
Well,
It's a pressure thing. It fits quite tight, actually. Can we take it
yeah,
out?
yeah. Sure.
Yeah, we can remove it, and
Can show.
it just slides in like the. Let's see if we can show it on camera here. It's gonna be hard because it's so thin. Right here, this part has a lip that just slides over the cover.
And the part of the spine kind of
And the part of the spine,
kind of clamps like
Yeah.
around the spine of the book.
Yep.
And like,
This
gonna
one
be-
is kind of hard to remove it.
oh,
Yeah, you can do it, but it's
yeah,
kinda
it's
hard.
kind of finicky, right?
Yeah, you put that.
You put it there, and you can just kind of forget it there. Like, why would you want to take it off? Anyway? just print a cover like this for every single one of your books,
exactly. Print it. Yeah.
and just color them differently or something if you want to,
Yeah,
to identify.
like the gem, you know.
Yeah. Just change the color of the gem. I think this one was actually printed in FDM. So yes, I think it will be. If it's not available on when we release it, we should be. We plan on releasing the masks next Monday. There may be some issues with that. We need to test print it again. But if it's not available on release, it should be available for FDM later. Because I think it was originally printed. This one was printed in FDM. Yeah. Yep, that's right. Any plans for Ghosts and Spirits? There's a couple of really like
Like 4 pieces.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
yeah. I think this prop will print in smaller size
Yeah.
resin printers.
Yeah. Yes.
It is
It's going
designed
to-
for it.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
The front is 4 pieces and the back 2.
Yeah.
You can
Yeah,
kind
yeah.
of see.
Yeah.
Here. 1 piece.
The concept art for the next bundles are not on Facebook yet. It is for the sci-fi bundle, which is still coming out, but not for the Goblin Mines bundle, which is a month out. We should post the next concept art a week from now, maybe. The concepts, yes. The concepts, yes, absolutely. How long did it take to create a successful movable chain? I don't think it took that long. We looked at I think the team looked at a bunch of videos that people that did it successfully. I think that the people that figured out how to do it first were the real heroes here.
Yeah.
But I would like to get more specific on that. I would actually have to ask the team. Anthony Edwards. This mask is the mask for our 12-month loyalty reward, Lutimus. So Lutimus has 2 versions for his head, one with the mask and one without. And this is the mask. So, and it's really cool.
It is.
It hangs next to our door.
Yeah.
So when you get into our office, you look left and you see this.
Mhm.
Holt Harper makes a very interesting question. When you guys make Spelljammer minis, not if, because he's assuming we're gonna do it.
I mean,
Will they be in fantasy or sci-fi? I think they would be in fantasy just because for the sci-fi folks don't really like when we mix too much fantasy into it. And it's easier to get behind a fantasy bundle with some sci-fi elements than the other way around. So let's see. This no. Yeah. Okay. Just to make it clear, like this is not going to be. This is different than the loyalty rewards. It's just going to be a reward for being a subscriber to Nightmares of the Abyss or War for Humanity. So if you're a subscriber, it's an anniversary reward. So everyone gets it. You don't need to have Lutimus. You don't need to have the 12-month loyalty reward to get the mask. Okay. Yeah. Where can I find my loyalty rewards? The loyalty rewards are going to be available on your
Loots, bro.
on your My Loots page on the website.
Yeah.
They sometimes get mixed around with the bundles, but you just can check out the older pages and you find them, and you can check out. We have a whole page that explains how the loyalty reward system works. That you can check out. I'm not going to explain it here because it takes some time. We try to make it so everyone can get access to the loyalty rewards as fast as possible. So that's why the system is a bit complicated. So check out the My Loots page. It's going to be there somewhere. As I said, we're going to be releasing the update tomorrow. So yeah, just hang out for that. Let's see. Plans for full horror bundle or just Japanese yokai team? Yeah, that has been a big request. So any plans for a full horror bundle or a Japanese yokai team? Japanese themed bundles have been a request for a while.
There have been a request from people here at Luke.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. That person right there.
So yeah, there's a definite chance for it. For a full horror bundle, it's a definite possibility as well. Those are always very, very well accepted by the community.
Mhm.
The anniversary is actually today. It's our two-year anniversary. In the 1st of June in 2020, we released our first bundle as Loot Studios. So yeah, so happy birthday to us. What? Yeah, the mask won't be available today yet. It's going to be available Monday or maybe a little bit later. We're gonna let you know in the community, okay? When are you guys going to release a cake for us to print? Is asking. We should do it. We should actually do it. We should
Probably.
like
Like
I mean, we already have the
Hugo.
candle.
Yeah, and then we have Hugo, like with the birthday. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Ogle.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah. We have
we
the
have
cake.
him.
We have him.
Yeah.
It's the cake already.
We have a render of him.
Oh,
Oh, I don't think it's sculpted.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I think that's something fairly easy to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the team is gonna, if we can't promise that, because if you promise anything on the live stream, the team is going to do it, and they're gonna kill us because they're stretched for time. So any little things like it may delay, like the large reward got delayed. We don't want to delay anything else. Okay. Yeah, happy birthday to us. We're not gonna sing happy birthday because I think it may be copyrighted
It
somewhere.
might just.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're not gonna sing it. Like the melody may be copyrighted or something like that.
True, in Portuguese.
We can sing the Portuguese version.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of it. So yeah, maybe a mimic cake.
A
How
mimic
A
hard
Yes,
is
mimic
be
cake.
so good.
Oh,
Yeah.
so cute too.
Any plans to make a
They
video
could
showing how to
actually
print
do-
clear resin? I can't find how to get prints clear. We have done something's on clear resin, but we haven't made a video on how to get it like perfectly clear or anything. I think it's a possibility.
Well, maybe
Yeah,
we can do
yeah, we can
Like
do a
it-
video on that.
clear
Exodus.
resin. It's kind of hard.
Clear
Clean it.
resin is hard to do. It's hard to get right. It's finicky. It's like it's not easy.
Yeah.
Yes, if you guys haven't heard, Roberta, she's right here, our little Santa's little helper. I like to call her. She's always here helping us. There's a lot of community members who have printed in clear resin, and there's a lot of tips there on how to do it. So definitely check out the community. Yeah, there's a lot of really useful videos out there. I don't know if we're gonna be able to make it better content than that, but we can definitely try. We can definitely try to do just even going through our process and telling you guys how we do it. Okay, I think the questions are winding down, and we have been doing the Q&A for a while, so I think we can wrap up. And Luiza, if you could stand up a little bit more, just so like
Wait, oh, my knees.
yeah, just so people don't think you're a dwarf or something. Okay, so let's wrap it up, folks. Definitely check out the Lighting Shadow Adults promotion. Definitely wait out for the hold on for the community post where we're gonna reveal the mask and the next lottery reward and the concept for the next bundle. There's a lot of things going on this month. This bundle is just amazing. It's one of the best bundles we ever did, according to a lot of you apparently. So yes. Thank you so much for sticking with us through the whole live stream. I know it took a while to get through everything, but there was a lot to get through. So yeah, thank you so much. Bye and until next time.
And happy birthday, Luke.
Happy birthday, Luke.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.